I received lots of requests about tuning into your potentials to talk about this meditation. So I decided to record this video to answer those questions. Tuning into new potentials is a beautiful meditation. It's very, very popular. I used it in my healing, and the way I did it was slightly different to what Joe Dispenza talks in his instructions. So I'm just gonna cover first what Joe says in his instructions about tuning into your potentials. So according to Joe, the best way of doing it is to sit with a piece of paper and come up with a symbol for the potential. There are two potentials that we are working on. The first one should be the main one that the biggest thing we would like to manifest in our lives, and the second one something less important, something that we can just even use as kind of playing with the field, playing with the energy to see that something that we have less resistance about. So obviously for me the first potential was health, but I actually remember doing both of them for health. So in the first one I did, because I worked on the healing of my head and my brain, so the first one was the symbol of well, the thing is, I didn't even use the symbols at the beginning. I didn't know, I didn't come across the instructions for tuning into new potentials before I did my 3-day marathon. So I was just doing it following my intuition, and as it seems, it worked. So when Joe says to tune into the first potential, I just basically remembered the main thing that Joe talks about as the formula for manifestation and creation of the new reality, which is combining an intention with an elevated emotion. So I just basically said healthy brain, healthy head, and then I focused on elevated emotions. And the way I would bring up those elevated emotions was by focusing on creating in my mind a few visions of me having perfect clarity, perfect vision, clarity in thinking, clarity in my vision. And I didn't do too many of those scenes because for some reason I just preferred focusing on, I think, 3 main scenes that would be like an evidence for me that I'm healed. So I don't know why, but it came to me that I would visualize myself in a particular place in my city, a place where I would then end up doing my walk-in meditations, but that's after my healing. And I remember just walking and seeing the buildings next to me, and I remember first seeing them like the picture would be blurred like it used to be for me, and then suddenly just gaining this perfect clarity and seeing them with the best clarity available to me, like really clear, and it's not just the vision but also the clarity of thinking. And so this was the first scene. I would even visualize like almost as if I was wearing some sort of magnifying glasses, and suddenly I was able just to see clearly and beautifully. So this was the first scene, and the other one was me running on the beach, feeling full of energy and just having this beautiful clarity and perfect cognitive function, and just me on the beach with the breeze in my face and feeling like lots of vitality, energy, passion for life, and almost like celebrating, I'm healed, I'm healthy, like jumping for joy. This was the second scene. And the third one was me going to my local shopping center, because that was one of the places that I always struggled the most with my symptoms whenever I would go there. Like it would really, the noise, the sensory overload would really make my symptoms worse. So I would visualize myself standing in the middle of the shopping center and suddenly go looking around and having no symptoms at all, just feeling this perfect clarity and focus, and having no disturbance from the noise or the lights, and just feeling this happiness and gratitude. And when I had those three visions, I would often, most of the time, I would really cry a lot. So the tears were mostly tears of gratitude, like gratitude that it's already happened, and the joy and happiness and gratitude. So as you can see, I really, it was bringing up elevated emotions, but at the same time, those elevated emotions automatically caused me to cry, or made me cry. Some of it was still like crying from, I don't know, a little bit of desperation and sadness that it's not been the case, that this hasn't happened, that this has been a struggle for me for so long. And at the same time, suddenly when this all of this goes away, the love and the gratitude was so overwhelming that I would cry so much that sometimes I would catch myself sobbing to the point that I wasn't able to catch the breath. So that's how powerful my meditations were for healing, in terms of tuning into new potentials. And the second potential I would do, usually also for healing, I would just focus on other scenes or other parts of my healing, other aspects of my healing. So I would focus on energy and vitality, and also feeling good in the mornings, because for so many years I struggled in the mornings. For me to get up from bed in the morning, I would feel this extreme brain fog and lack of clarity and really intense symptoms and low energy. So this second potential I usually used for like happy morning. That was my intention, happy, healthy morning. And I was just saying things like, I would imagine myself opening my eyes, this was the visualization, opening my eyes in the morning, sitting on my bed and looking around and feeling like perfect, like complete clarity, and feeling energy to get up and feeling excited about the day. And then standing up and walking around the house and feeling, you know, all of the symptoms gone, and just feeling extremely healthy and light, and the brain fog completely gone. So, and the dizziness as well, perfect balance. So these were the main scenes that I was doing in tuning into new potentials. Obviously these were typical to my condition, to my symptoms, but I'm giving you those examples because you can adjust it to your specific situation. And just, I would say, focus on a few scenes and just keep repeating them, because if we scatter too much, and if we just bring different vision each time we meditate, there is a slight chance that none of those visions will be imprinted in the field properly. So that's why I would recommend having those set, a couple of visions, a couple of scenes that you would just keep putting into the field and tuning into them, so that they eventually become your reality. And obviously the way Joe describes how we should be doing this practice is by drawing a symbol. So it could be a letter, let's say a H for health, or any other symbol of health. And then you do the squiggly lines around, 2 lines around the symbol. And you can do some rays. So it's the symbol that you're putting this symbol into the field, into the quantum field. And then we're supposed to also write down what the symbol means. So you make a few points on this piece of paper. So this symbol, what the symbol means to me, it means to me that I'm in perfect health. For example, this is the first point. I'm in perfect health. We don't put any negative stuff. We don't say things like, I don't know, my body stops hurting. We don't say things like that. We say things like, I feel great. Or if anything, if you need to mention the word pain, for example, I'm completely pain-free. Okay, so something really positive. So you say, for example, I'm in perfect health. I've got lots of energy, vitality. So you put like points under the picture, what the symbol actually represents. So I'm healed. I feel great. Or if it's about test results, my test results came out clear. You can do it in past tense, like it's already happened. You don't put it in the future tense, either present tense or past tense. My test results are clear. Everything, I'm healed completely. My body feels amazing. Or you can focus on specific parts of your body. My digestion is perfect. I can eat anything. What else? I can walk easily and effortlessly. I can run. Whatever you need to, you would like to see in your healing. These are the things you would like to list. And this is exactly like putting precise message to the universe, to the quantum field, what this symbol means for you, so that this is what you are expecting to see as a result. And then on the other side, you make a list of emotions. How, if all of this happened, how would it make you feel? Because like we said, we do intention and combine it with elevated emotion. So on the other side, you would say, I would feel grateful. I would feel whole. I would feel, so you don't say would, you just say whole, healthy, healed, grateful, in love with life, happy. I would feel joy. So the wholeness, gratitude, these are the main one, wholeness and gratitude for health, okay? And then you can read it a few times so that it gets logged into your subconscious mind. And then whenever you can visualize it, the symbol exactly, and say, this is what it means. And then when you go into the meditation and you start meditating, you put the symbol. So when Joe says, what is the first potential you want to tune into, you just go into the symbol. You can see it even in squiggly lines. You can even repeat what it means to you briefly. Not too much, because you don't want to control the meditation too much. And then straight away you go into the scenes, the main scenes that you would like to see. And don't try to force the scenes. Don't try to think about them beforehand. It's best to leave it to your subconscious and to your imagination. They will come to you like they did for me. It can be the things that you normally struggle with. So then see yourself doing those things, being in those places and feeling healthy and having no issues at all. And then the last part is obviously just gratitude, and we always make sure that in this part you open your heart, you really feel the gratitude that has already happened, and then we come out of the meditation, like Joe says, like your prayers have already been answered. And then you just leave it and send it to the universe, send it to the divine, and you trust that it's happening, or it's already happened. You don't question, you don't keep checking on your symptoms, anything like that. This is when we work against ourselves. And when you, what I would like to mention also at the beginning, the first part is blessing from center 4 to 7. And then when you go to become no one, nobody, no time and no space, I find this bit really important, one of the most important parts of this meditation. The deeper you allow yourself to go into the field in this part where you're supposed to just be in space, and just visualize it like going up, like leaving your body and going up, almost like leaving your house, going through the roof. That's how I did it, going through the roof, and even like seeing the earth in the distance, going into the cosmos, and then try not to see the stars or anything like that. Like it's like this, you know, you disappear, like even behind or beyond this space. So yeah, you leave the stars even, and you end up in the blackness, and then you just float there, and you become consciousness, pure consciousness. And at this point, it's also important not to have the awareness of your own body. So it's really important. The way I visualized it, I still do. It's almost like I have just my eyes, and I breathe, but it's almost like I don't have the body anymore. You don't even need to have the eyes. You can be a bubble, because it's supposed to be pure consciousness. So you are just a bubble. You can visualize yourself as a bubble of consciousness in the quantum field. And then the more you're able to stay in the darkness, feel the darkness, and be like one with the darkness. That's the aim of the meditation. Well, many meditations that we do with Joe Dispenza. But when we go into the field and Joe says to become the blackness. He doesn't say it in this meditation, I think, but just really becoming the field and feel it, and almost like become the darkness more than anything else. So we're losing our identity. Just the mere awareness that we are still alive, that stays. But we are not supposed to think about who we are, about any circumstances in our life, about anything. We just have to lose ourselves in the field at this point. And the more you manage to drift away in this, the deeper you're gonna go, like almost dropping off and not being conscious of what's going on, the better. And then when Joe says about the potential, what's the first potential? You can even like jump for a second, because this is quite powerful, and it's gonna like bring you back. And then you start your potentials, exactly the way I described it. Obviously, follow your intuition. There is no such thing as better or worse way of doing it. But I would say focus on just a few main visions, few visualizations of you in perfect health, or if you are doing the work for something else than health, for example abundance, just a few visions. And the reason why I believe it's better to do just a few visions is because even in Neville Goddard's teachings, when he says about this technique called SATS, he will say it needs to be a short, for this to be really effective, it should be a short visualization that we repeat a few times for this visualization to be really engraved in our subconscious mind, and then also as a signature to be sent into the quantum field. So that's why I recommend sticking to a few visions, the same visions at the same for the same potential. I did it this way, and obviously it worked for me. And I remember going to this place that I visualized in my meditations when I started doing my walking meditations, and I looked around and I saw those buildings, and it was exactly the same scene that I visualized in my potentials. And I saw this, and I saw the buildings, and I was like, gosh, this is exactly the place that I visualized in potentials. And I could look around, and I saw this with beautiful clarity, and all my symptoms gone, and it's just, I cried so much. I was there, and I just like, it's like being in the potential that you visualized for so long before, and you felt it in your subconscious mind, in your heart, but it still wasn't your reality, but suddenly it is. And that's the most beautiful moment. And I wish you those moments, all of you.